So we're about to go over these patch notes and see what they changed. I know I was watching Twitter a little while over the weekend too, and they nerfed some stuff too. Right when I unlocked my gas grenade for my ranger, they freaking nerfed that, which was like, dang, bro. But yeah, I've been waiting all day to see what this stuff says. So let's get into it. Hi everyone, the launch weekend has been a blast. We've really enjoyed seeing all of you get your hands on the game and finally trying out the project we've been working on for so long. But now that the launch weekend is over, it's time for us to look at the feedback and make some changes. There are lots more things coming. The list in this post are some of the things we felt needed to be more urgently addressed. Some of these changes have already been deployed without a realm restart. Others will be deployed in the upcoming patch. Dodge roll changes. A lot of players have expressed frustration about being trapped in by monsters. While it is intended that monsters are able to trap and kill you, we feel that the frequency of this was a little too high. We will be deploying the following changes in the upcoming patch. Player size is now set to 0 units while dodge rolling instead of 1 unit. Huh? So you're smaller, meaning you can maybe get through them easier? Some smaller monsters cannot be pushed while dodge rolling. This includes monsters such as the adorned beetle and Keth, which I don't think I fought yet. So I remember I was playing one time and I seen like somebody, I think it was in global chat, and it was like, man, them beetles suck. Something like that. Oh boy. But the bugs in this game are wild. Crazy. This should result in getting trapped less often. Note that you can still be trapped. Player size of 0 can still not phase through monsters, but it can get through even the smallest gap between them. Okay. That's like a compromise, kind of, for sure. Definitely got a lot of deaths due to getting pinned against the wall or object. Yeah, I get stuck on stuff a lot. You get stuck on each other, too, when you play with friends. I remember one time me and Ejaye was playing yesterday, and it was that, it was basically, I'm trying not to spoil it, but it was this boss where you gotta dodge perfectly, like a timed perfectly type of thing, and he was like right next to me, and since he was so close to me, he like dodged into me and still got hit by it and ended up dying. Checkpoint changes. A lot of players have been reporting that it can be tedious to need to retread areas of maps in order to get back to objectives that they already found. We will be deploying the following change in the upcoming patch. Clicking on a checkpoint will allow you to teleport to other checkpoints in the area that are exploring your minimap. I was literally watching Asmongold video talk about PoE the other day, and he suggested this change, and they literally doing it. That's crazy. That's amazing to have devs that listen to you. That's amazing. Checkpoints have been added to all entrances and exits of zones to allow for teleportation. A checkpoint has been added to the midpoint of the first Dreadnought area, also something I did not see yet. We will be making further adjustments to checkpoint changes as we continue to gather feedback. Item changes. One of the major problems that players have been experiencing is feeling that the game is not rewarding enough. This is an area that we have to be very careful when adjusting because it's very hard to reduce drops if we increase them by too much. We have identified a few key areas that we believe will significantly improve the experience that players are having. Interesting. That's how you die, stuck in the corner. Rare monster changes. We felt that rare monsters were not rewarding enough. This didn't affect the campaign as much because there are more unique bosses, increasing the overall amount of drops, but it's especially noticeable when playing in the end game where unique monsters are less common. Yeah, I haven't even gotten anywhere close to end game yet. Like, I was seeing how fast people were going over the weekend after the launch, and I was like, dude, I can't watch really anybody play because they all so far ahead. In particular, the reward that you were getting for the increased difficulty of rares wasn't lining up. We have deployed the following changes. Rarity bonus per rare mod has been doubled. 10% quantity bonus per rare mod increase the chance of rare monsters inherently having more modifiers as you progress through the endgame. These changes will cause rare monsters rewards to naturally scale up as you get to higher levels, because the number of mods a monster can have increases throughout the campaign and into endgame. In addition, many other forms of map juicing will indirectly cause rare monsters to have more mods as well, increasing the rewards of these other mechanics too. Also note the change below to make sure each map has a minimum number of rares, which will also increase the average number of rare mods and thus increasing drops further. Phew, that was a mouthful. Yo, what up, Zoe? Currency changes. My bigger problems was like, well, not even problems, but my biggest like things was like, oh, I wish. Well, it was this one bug super early, like on like day one, where you would like clear a map and then you would go into like a small little dungeon area. Let's say like in the first part of the game, Clearfell, and you go into the mud burrow and you go clear out that little dungeon, defeat the boss. You come back out and Clearfell is all wiped and the map is all fogged again, and all the doors and everything around the map has been switched around, new locations, everything like completely regenerated. And I was like, so anytime I go into a door and then go right back in the other side, it completely refreshed everything from before. And at first we was like, holy cow, this is not something that I feel like GGG would do. Like, this is bad. But I think it was a bug because it changed and it's not like that anymore per se. So that was annoying. It would be nice to have like a spectator or something when you die if you're playing with other people, because kind of just staring in one spot, it's nothing to really look at, and you can't go into your inventory or anything. I can't think of what else. We felt that players were not getting enough certain currency either in the early game or to sustain adding mods to maps. We have deployed the following changes. Regal Orb drop rates increased around 40%. Disenchanting of 6 mod rares to give 2 Regal Shards instead of 1. Lesser Jeweler's Orbs drop rates increased around 33%. Reduce the drop rate of Chaos Orbs slightly as they are less valued, and so that it doesn't consume so much of the rare currency drop pool. This causes currency such as Exalted Orbs to increase somewhat. Okay. Gem Cutter's Prism drop rates increased by 500%. Gem Cutter's Prisms now increase quality on gems by 5% instead of 1%. Yeah, I feel like I've just recently started getting like Regal Orbs to drop like within the last day or so. The Gem Cutters thing, I don't even know if I know what that is. Maybe that's why I got increased by 500%. Map mod changes. Like with rares, we felt that players were not being rewarded enough for the difficulty that was being added by map mods. We have significantly increased the value of all prefix map mods. We have changed all map prefix mods, but some example changes we have deployed are: rarity mods have been increased by 2.5. Quantity mods have had extra rarity added to them. This is now in a later patch. Remove the bottom tier of some mods. You are much more likely to roll modifiers that affect drop or pack size rather than less useful mods. I have no idea what they're talking about. In addition, it has been identified that some areas are not being affected by the increased number of monster packs mod as they should be. We will be fixing these maps to work correctly in a later patch. This must be in-game. It's gotta be. Unlucky drop protection. One of the major issues we have identified are outlier unlucky drops. A single unique boss dropping badly, especially early on, can significantly affect your character. We have deployed the following changes. No more than 50% of a unique monster's drops can be gold. No more than 50% can be gold. Act bosses and map bosses will always drop at least one rare. Act bosses and map bosses. That's cool, because I feel like I've gotten like one rare like to drop myself, like probably like ever. Um, the first of these changes is more significant than it first appears because players can't see the difference between normal and rare gold piles. You will get more equipment and currency items, which can take more advantage of the rarity increases that unique monsters provide. There was an issue. You've been getting a lot of rares? Really? Dang. Yeah, I haven't been getting a ton. I've been getting more golds than rares. Because rare is orange, right? Yeah. And that's with 3 characters, 2 of which have basically completed all of Act 1. So click to move. There's an issue where the move only command was name locking. This would often result in your character confusingly attacking in an unexpected direction while holding down this action. We have deployed the following change: move only, no longer name locks. In-game maps. A concern for players in in-game maps is accidentally missing rare monsters. In addition, many maps did not have the number of rare monsters that they should have had. We will be making the following changes in the upcoming patch. Rare monsters now appear on a minimap when there are 200 monsters remaining instead of 50. Oh my goodness. Many maps have had additional rare monsters added to them to make sure that there are a minimum number in every map type. Over the coming weeks, we will be continuing to work on map layouts and monster density issues in maps. Conclusion: we will be posting patch notes for these changes when they're deployed. For a full list of what's just been deployed, check out the patch notes here. That wasn't the patch notes. That wasn't patch notes. Hello. Oh, this is much shorter. So is this what I think this is what has been fixed? Fix the client crash, 3 instant crashes. I was crashing a lot like the last day or 2. Move only was name locking. Fix the bug where rare monsters could not be found within the Camaro wetlands. Haven't gotten there yet. Fix the bug that could cause the instance to permanently stop time when trying to revive a chronomancer. Fix the bug where monsters shattered in a blood circle ultimatum encounter were not contributing blood. Fix a bug where you can sometimes be unable to interact with the map device in the ziggurat refuge. Fix the bug where some persistent buff skills such as raging spirits and mana remnants were not working for the infernalist when in demon form. Rare monsters in map areas are now revealed on the minimap when there are 200 monsters remaining. Increased chance for the rare monsters in maps to have 3 or 4 modifiers. Monster modifiers now grant higher amounts of item rarity and item quantity. This is most common of magic and rare enemies, but also affect unique enemies if applied through various in-game mechanics like the Deadly Evolution Keystone. Increase the values of all prefix modifiers that can roll on waystones. We've also adjusted the chances of getting the more commonly powerful modifiers such as increased to rarity and pack size. Seems like a lot of changes mainly are for like in-game. Or seems like. Campaign bosses killed after the first kill will now drop less currency items, replacing them with other items. Increase the drop rate of regal orbs. Increase the drop rate of gem cutters. Single gem cutters prism improves the quality of a skill gem by 5%. Lowering the drop rate of chaos orbs and distribute it amongst the other more valued currency items. Lower drop rate of artificer orbs and distribute it to lesser jewelers or orbs. I haven't got no jewelers yet. Disenchanting rare items with 6 modifiers now provides 2 regal shards. The value display will still show as 1 until a later patch. It's a lot. Reading these is a mouthful. Like my mouth, I'm so thirsty after reading all of that. Like, dang. Interesting. You don't get many rares, to be honest. You made a monk and you got your first rare drop with your first mission. Yo, I think that happened to me too, Red. Literally that exact same thing. I was telling Enzo the other day about that. I was like, I haven't really been getting any rares, but when I made my monk, I literally got a pair of boots like right after they just gave me my first staff. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, dang. And it was like from a I don't know what it was from. So, yeah. Yeah. But that's the notes. That's everything. I know people was really mad about that dodge rolling thing. So that's cool. To be honest, that didn't really happen terribly often to me. Maybe that's because most of my characters so far has been ranged, so I've been really aware of my positioning off of that. But a melee character, I can see how a melee character can get trapped quick. You got a lot on your warrior, but now you don't get none. So melee characters get more rares. Hello? When does the patch come through? This patch is already out. This patch has been deployed without restarting the servers. You will need to restart your client to receive the client changes. Consoles also have almost all the changes here except name locking and the client crash fix, but will still show as, yeah. So this is the stuff they changed already, but there's still stuff they haven't changed yet that's coming up. Yeah, this was at 11:30 p.m. Like at midnight, they was changing stuff. They on their P's and Q's for sure. I respect it. I'm proud to have a company like GGG controlling the game that I enjoy playing. Yeah, something like that.